Hello, my name is Philip Wilkerson. As you can see, I'm a black male, very proud, educator, husband, father of two boys, and the unofficial mayor of Mason. You may be asking yourself, Mayor of Mason, is that a real title? Well, I'll let you know, it's not. It's something I completely made up. And I want to share during this TEDx how creating this title has empowered me to do the work that I do as an educator, and how doing this and identifying something I want for myself can inspire you all to chase your dreams and passions and goals. So picture this, 2017. I am a new employee at George Mason University, and I'm sitting in my car, weeping, crying, and begging my wife, do I really have to go to work? Do I really belong here? And my wife said, just make it through one day. And so in that time, it was very turbulent. My time at Mason was not one of joy and prosperity, but one of anxiety and panic attacks. And then I realized in that time I had great supports, and magically it all went away. Now I will say magically, but I will say that I had a great supervisor. I had a community that supported me. I had a wife. And normally all those fears and anxieties of doing a great job at George Mason slowly evaporated. And I started to build relationships across campus with students, with other faculty members that made me feel like I belong. And I said to myself, if I get a second chance at this, if I get another chance to restart, I'm going to make the best out of this situation. And so I did. I created this new persona for myself, which is the unofficial mayor of Mason. Then fast forward to 2021, I thought, wow, I've heard here and there, man, Phil, you're like the mayor of Mason. You know everybody. I said, why not put this down on paper? So I created this job description as the unofficial mayor of Mason and all the things I wanted to do: engage external stakeholders, be resourceful, be a support for others. And through this title that I gave for myself, I realized three things: persona, purpose, and perseverance. Through this role, I've been able to tap into that. Let me start with persona. When I became the unofficial mayor of Mason, it was like donning on a cape. It was like being a superhero, going into the booth and coming out as Superman. And it gave me this invisible confidence. I would say to myself, how would a mayor act? A mayor would speak with confidence. A mayor would be resourceful. A mayor would introduce themselves to strangers and be kind of the figurehead of the university. And I thought to myself, if I carried myself in this, regardless of my actual title, I would carry myself with confidence and self-esteem and prestige, regardless of what anyone said. So whether I was shaking hands with the president of Mason or the dean of students or students, I had that confidence that spoke through things. And then eventually people would look to me as a leader on campus. I would get questions about George Mason that had nothing to do with me. I work in career services, but people say, hey, I heard that you're the mayor of Mason. Can you get me connected with someone that works in housing or in financial aid? Is because I started to build a reputation of someone that people can go to be a resource. And I would just carry myself with that confidence every day. And that was my persona. That persona would be like, what would a mayor do? How would a mayor craft their speech when speaking in front of people? How would a mayor deal with conflict when it arose? Very diplomatically. How would a mayor with limited funds support an initiative or program? How would a mayor pitch something? And so as I thought about that, this persona started to change my behavior. Thoughts become action, actions over time become behaviors, behaviors become habits, and then lastly, habits become who you are. And so that's number one, persona. Number two, purpose. A lot of people think of, if I do this, then this will happen. But I would like to say that you can find your purpose in a career by your day-to-day actions, thinking about, how do I serve others? And so when I became the unofficial mayor of Mason, it reinfused my purpose. I wanted to be someone, specifically if you're a black student, that you can go to for mentorship and guidance. I became the advisor of the NAACP. I became the advisor of the Iota Alpha chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I mentored countless student leaders. And it's because of that confidence and being resourceful that it reinfused my purpose as an educator. I felt more tied to the mission of the university because my purpose individually was attached to that. To be, one of the mission statements for Mason is we thrive together. And so I wanted to live that we thrive together, or diversity is our strength. I wanted to live that. And so if I was attached to the brand of George Mason as the unofficial mayor of Mason, it reignited that passion I have for education and helping others and really committing to service. And then lastly, perseverance. Nothing is easy. Life is not easy. But if you have a clear cut of who you are and your firm being, it reiterates your perseverance. There's times where I would have adversity. I didn't get that scholarship that I did when I'm as a PhD student. I didn't get that opportunity or this opportunity. But being the unofficial mayor of Mason, it just reignited my perseverance and resilience. I would take challenges and view them as opportunities for growth, opportunities to learn, opportunities to help others through my experiences. And so I believe that my bandwidth for adversity grew with this unofficial title that I gave myself. This opportunity to be a leader means I could deal with adversity like all leaders do. My dad told me that true leadership is sacrifice and suffering. And that might sound really bad to say, but most times as a leader, you don't get recognized for the things. You sacrifice a lot of your time. It is hard work and suffering, but you feel that you have a purpose in that, and that builds up your resiliency because you believe in the cause. And so as the unofficial mayor, I believe in the cause as an educator, that I'm making an impact on the next generation. And so hopefully, whether you're a young person here today, you're inspired. You don't wait to create. You think of the things that you want to do, give yourself that unofficial title, and chase that title with your concrete actions. Hopefully you understand that the journey for that title that you created for yourself is not going to be easy. It's full of bumps and bruises, but you push through because you believe in it. And hopefully that title that you give to yourself reignites you in the purpose that you believe you're here for, that the things that you want to do matter, that you have an impact. And because you cannot tell me nothing. Unofficially, I am the mayor of Mason until they hold a vote and then someone else gets it officially, but no one can tell me anything. I am Philip Wilkerson. I'm the mayor of Mason. Thank you very much.